Hey, we are back to the Just Give Me Some Time podcast, where we come together every Wednesday night for youth group to talk with youth, parents, and youth workers that care about what God is doing in and through us. I want to thank our producer, Gavin Gaff. He's out playing golf tonight, I believe, at Wawasee, and we have our executive producer here, Matt Gaff, and his son, the junior producer, Liam Gaff. So we're thankful for these guys tonight to help us record and process. Just give me some time. Our returning guest, our veteran guest this evening is none other than the Jordan Yance. We actually call him that, the Jordan Yance. Jordan, we have been on this, we have not been on site for 2 weeks. April 19th, we were up at the Shipshewana Performing Arts Center for a night of worship, and last week we were at LEC for Unite Worship with other youth groups. How did tonight go though? Like we talked about phone matters, we talked about the power of communication. How did your group go tonight?
Yeah, no, it was really good. So I was with the high school boys tonight, and we spoke a lot just about how they can better communicate at school, maybe connect with students better. We really hit up kind of, no matter if it's in person, phone, however it is, that just being genuine with the person with communication is huge because people can feel that and they know that's going on. So we had a lot of good talk around just all those different forms.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate your leadership with those guys. And we have an interesting situation tonight. We had snow and rain earlier this week, and we had to reschedule. We had, sometimes youth ministry, you're just at the mercy of the different activities that are going on in the community. And I believe we had three to four sports makeup meets and games this past week that we had to make up tonight. So we didn't have as many high school boys and guys and girls, but we did have quite a few junior hires, and so especially junior hire girls. So, but excited anybody that comes into the door here and just hear what they have to say about whatever we're talking about. Jordan, April 19th was a big night. We took a school bus north to Shipshewana to join the ministry going on up there at the Shipshewana Performing Arts Center. You were a part of that team that put that event together. What did that look like?
Yeah, so it was called the Night of Worship, and kind of the whole vision behind that was bringing a community together. And we're talking as big a community with the county surrounding. I mean, it was based out of LaGrange County, but obviously down here in Noble, Elkhart, Steuben. And it was an awesome night. We had a couple different worship teams perform, one really awesome speaker, and there was actually over 400 people that attended there that night, which was really awesome. So
it was more than the previous year.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we were definitely up from last year, which was the first year for it. So very encouraging, lots of great response. We can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, Phil Atkins, right? Is that his name?
Yep, Phil Atkins.
Does he have anything to do with the Atkins diet?
I don't think so, but he was my youth group leader. Which
serious?
was really cool.
Back
in the day, and so
he's still bringing it, man.
Well. He is. He's an awesome guy.
How young is Phil Atkins? You think today?
He would probably be in his 50s at this point.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But doesn't look a day over 30.
No, he's doing
Phil,
well.
You're looking good, man. Yeah. We also had Unite Worship. I think it was last Wednesday. I think a couple other youth pastors counted 72 youth that we had there. We had youth leading in worship, delivering the message, and then we participated in communion together. What was your take on that? You had an interesting perspective being part of the worship team there, looking at.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. Actually, last two Wednesdays both. So I was on the worship team for that April 19th and last week too, and I loved it last week. I tell you what, it brings my heart a lot of joy when you see the youth lead a lot of things, and so when you have youth like we saw with the different ones last week, lead the message, kind of share their heart, open up, from their perspective. I absolutely love seeing that and seeing where their heart is, and they all did a great job and knocked it out. It was kind of cool having one from each of the different churches.
Yeah.
That was really a neat perspective and everything, which I thought was awesome to just bring everybody together and have different ones get up there and speak.
I really appreciate the sense of responsibility. Like Wes, he was representing Rock Solid, and I really appreciate him and what he brought. And I just know a lot of the other youth really put a lot of prep and effort into the night. I really appreciate it. It was neat to look out without telling too much about Wes. He doesn't like give credit given for a lot of things, but it was really great to see him pouring in over his word and just writing notes down what the Lord put on his heart to say. And so I was really proud. I know that a lot of the other youth as well did that. And so I really appreciate what they're able to bring. And I really wanted. It would be great to see that happen on a continuing basis.
Yeah, well, like I loved seeing the youth get up there and lead that message. Especially it was really cool.
I think we're shaping up to offer that in a lot of their nights of testimony, concerts of prayer. I'd like to see that a lot coming down the pike here. Okay, Jordan, you've experienced something amazing this past week. What happened?
Yeah, so I actually just recently got engaged last Friday, which was pretty cool. It was actually at her school, so she's a 5th grade teacher, and I went to the school, used her 5th graders to help me, and we proposed out there, so it was pretty cool.
I can't help but think that years down the road, they know that they were part of that. That was like a happening for them.
Yep.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, they were freaking out when they found out what was gonna happen, and they were gonna be part of it.
What a special experience! That's awesome. There's gonna be stories years from now. You would not believe what I did. That
Absolutely.
day. Yeah, I was a part of that. I was part of it making that happen. Now, what is her name?
Her name is Marisa.
Marisa. What is her middle name?
Her middle name is Christina.
Marisa. Do you know how to roll your? Do you roll a R? Is that
Yeah, you're supposed to. I'm terrible with the accent of rolling stuff, so I just say Marisa Christina Oliveira. So.
Okay, that's awesome. What we're doing right now, we're asking. If you're on video, I got a sea of pink right here that is. Different youth have represented questions here on these pieces of paper, and we're going to go through them and ask them questions pertaining to your relationship.
And I don't know what's getting thrown at me.
Okay,
so
some of these are definitely surprises. I'm just going to throw it out. And then they go from the light of hearted to the little bit of the zany thing going on, represent some of our zany students. But also some serious, like, hey, give me some tips on this whole thing, how to look at this whole engagement and relationship thing, courtship, dating, and whatever it is. So the first question, they want you to mix your names. How about your first names?
Wow. Let's say Jerisa.
We got Jordan and Marisa. How about your last names?
Oh my. Alliance. There we go. I feel like it can work.
All right. Okay. Another serious and telling question that is coming from Miss Riley Shepard out there.
Okay.
What would your ship name be?
All right, so ship name might be a little tough, but I do have how at wedding stuff they have like sayings or something with the little names and all that.
Yeah.
So I feel like the theme would be Yount's house.
Ooh, that's good.
Get them to rhyme and stuff.
So okay, you have multiple boats already.
Yeah.
So you have a ski centurion. Right?
Yep.
So what would be what would be on the back?
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe a big Y and an H, for the Yount's house.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so on that swim platform on back on that transom there. Yeah, that would look pretty slick, I think. Does she enjoy boats as much as you do?
Oh, yeah. So she's grown up with the water, too. Her grandparents have a lake place up on North Twin Lake in Howe. Okay. So.
Is she a fisher woman, or is she a skier, or what do you think? Or just a watcher?
I would say more of that she just loves the pontoon rides, boat rides, just being out on the water.
Just taking
good
it all
spotter.
In. Yeah,
so,
that's good.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, so Jared Glicky asked what's her name. We got that down. We got the mix of the names.
Mix up.
Okay, we got Mr. Benjamin Friend asking if you guys ever play video games together.
No, she is not a video game player.
Are you a gamer? Do you?
I used to be.
Yeah?
In my younger years and stuff. All the sports games, Call of Duty, all those different ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So what
Halo back in the day.
Okay, yeah. Halo.
And all those.
I've been known to play Halo. Yeah. How long have you been together? Let's go with, because I know you've been friends for quite a while.
So I've known Marisa for over 3 years. So we've been friends for a while.
Yeah.
And so we've just been friends for a while, and then it was kind of December-ish that we kind of just were like, hey, we're good friends. Let's try this whole dating thing. Just kind of happened when we were hanging out one time in December, and then it just kind of took off from there.
What is your thought on like a longer date? People that date longer before engagement, or a short amount of
and
time? What do you
that
think?
was kind of the unique spot with Maurice and I. A lot of people would probably think it's fast to get engaged this quickly,
Right.
but it's not like I didn't know her before this point. So and I love that approach, and that's kind of advice I would give is just be friends with people, and then you get to know people, and then it can develop into stuff later on, which is what happened with us.
Man, that is
we
so
both
cool.
dated other people and stuff in the process. We were just friends, and then it just kind of happened after all that and everything.
Because it's a little bit more free of expectations,
Yeah.
romantic expectations.
Right? Yeah. You just because I got to. I mean, I know who she was before we even attempted to date.
That's
and
awesome.
everything, so.
Because it seems like the clock starts ticking once it becomes romantic, doesn't
Yeah.
it? And all
Well,
those
and you get to know where their
expectations,
morals
pressures.
are and their beliefs and,
Yeah.
and all of those things when you're just friends. And
That's
you get
cool,
to know a lot of
man.
those things.
Excited about that. That's good stuff. To friends first. I like that. Some like a fairly serious question out there from Elise Mead. Okay. Let's see. First one. I think one thing leads to another. Okay. First of all, the first question: how many hot dogs can you eat at one time?
At one time,
Let's say in one sitting. What? I guess you'd.
on the 4th of
be
July, we
seven.
had like a contest one time.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I got to like 10, and I felt like awful, but I got 10 down.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it though.
I've seen some people like soak them in water. Before.
Yeah, these are
that
just
kind
like
of thing.
eating them normal and
You just-
everything.
Yeah, like a normal American out there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, the next thing that comes after eating that many hot dogs. How many squares of toilet paper? One of our activities
Yeah.
for youth group tonight, you took as many squares of toilet paper you want, and then after they took as many as they wanted, they had to ask a question or answer a fact, give a fact about who they were, right, for every square. So what kind of, like, how many squares of toilet paper do you feel like is reasonable to use?
How many? I would say like 6 to 8.
6 to 8 squares. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandpa, he was a Depression era sort of guy.
I know those guys. It's like
And-
very little.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 2 squares.
Yeah, like barely
Something like that. It's
anything.
like,
Yep. Make it
man,
work.
That's rough. I don't know. Okay, this is a good question. Where are you going to go on your honeymoon?
Oh, so we've talked about this a lot. So we're planning on getting married like right before the new year. So it'll be like freezing cold around here. So
Yeah.
just somewhere warm, probably a
Yes.
cruise somewhere down south, something like that.
That
That's
sounds
kinda what we're
good.
thinking.
Get out of here, man.
Yup.
Yeah, head south. This is from Miss Allie Boss. We talk about how long have you known her? Okay,
Yep.
and then
so about
we've
3
answered
years.
that. 3
Yep,
years.
Did we talk about that?
When did you realize that she was the one?
Yeah. So what's crazy is since we knew each other for so long, with like the years, it was only about 2 months into dating that we both really felt strong.
Okay.
And like the L word is a huge word to use. Like
Yeah.
I've never used that with. I mean, there was only one other girl that I used it with, and that unfortunately didn't work out. It was all for the best. God had a plan with it.
Right.
But there was only one other girl years ago that I used that word with, and
Yeah.
then it got there quickly, Marisa. So I'd say it was about 2 months into it.
Yeah, do you think that word is often so overused
It
because
is,
people don't
completely.
realize the power behind it?
Yeah, you don't want to throw that around nonchalantly
Yeah.
with people.
We're
And-
talking about love, you guys. Okay. That L word.
yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
What is, it says what is her best quality, but like let's say what is one of her best qualities? Because Marisa, I bet you have many.
Yeah, so I'll answer that
Qualities
this
that are-
way.
okay.
Her best quality for me is her temperament because like I'm a very like go and like I get like anxious sometimes about like work stuff or like things like that, and she's very calm and chill 24/7.
Oh,
And
nice.
so she's really good at like talking me down from things. Like
Love
when
it.
I get worked up about stuff, she's really good at that quality as far as just always being like a steady Eddie all the time.
I
with
love
everything.
it. Steady Yeti. That's awesome. Okay, this is from Mr. Nolan Parks. How did you propose, and did you? Well, we talked about how you
Yeah,
proposed.
we did kind of talk about
and
that
then
at the start.
how did how the conversation look like with her father? He was
Yeah, so
Nolan's
I
father.
actually, it wasn't even just her father. I actually asked her dad and her mother
Whoa,
to
nice.
lunch. So it was both of them.
Yeah.
So it was over their spring break. So they were off from school because both of her parents, well, her dad's a resource officer at the school, and her mom teaches. So
That's so cool.
I asked them to lunch, and we sat down and we had a long talk. That was really good. between the three of us. So
Wow, that's good. They gave you the thumbs up, I'm
they
assuming.
did, yes. And like I say, her dad can be intimidating because I mean he's a cop and he's this
Yeah.
really huge, like lifts all the time, like
Does
buff
he?
dude. So
Wears
yeah,
a gun
he's
all the
ripped.
time?
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him.
No, I wouldn't either. Where will you live once you're married?
Yeah, so actually what's nice is, so she's from LaGrange County, which is where I grew up and everything.
Okay.
And so teaching at Lakeland, we can still live where I live now. And so she will move out to the lake and just teach and still go about her life from
that's great.
where we'd be living there.
Love life on the lake. That's
Yep,
awesome.
you know how that goes. and
Yeah,
everything.
definitely. I love the lake. Okay, more of a political question from Logan Ferris. Is she a Republican?
She is
That's
very
important
much
to him, I guess.
conservative. Very much so.
Okay.
Her whole family.
And we can draw close to our last question with this. How do you keep God at the center of your relationship, even maybe through some tough times?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. One thing that we made a pact very early on when we first started dating was every night, like when we would go our separate ways, we would pray together, which was huge. And so we started off with that foundation right off the get-go. And so we constantly check in, constantly are praying for each other, and are sure to keep God at the center of that and have some devotionals that we do together as well. So
That's cool. That's awesome. Maybe one thing we didn't really discuss yet. How did you like when? Do you remember when you first laid eyes on her? Like, you know. Like
what's
way
funny
back
is, like
in
I
the day.
said, I never viewed her as a date. She was just a friend for a long time. So
Yeah. You weren't on
so
the
I first
prowl.
met her at church because my family and I started going to a different church in LaGrange from South Bend back 3 years ago. And at that time, Risa was the children's pastor at that church. And so we met as friends there while she was doing that. I was kind of helping out, doing different things there. And then we were just good friends from there on out. And then she became a teacher a little over a year ago and everything.
You got to see her in
doing that.
action. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, back in the day when you were in high school, or junior high school student, and you're trying to figure out what this whole marriage thing could be, what it could look like.
Yeah.
What question would you have asked? Like if you could have asked present day Jordan a question to discuss and throw out there and give you some vision for what this, how special this is to you right now, what would you have asked?
Like if you think my younger self?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you could call in and like, hey, Jordan, what were you thinking about? That you could better prepare, me for life down the
Right.
road.
Yeah. I would say, as far, I don't know about necessarily a question, but kind of just like advice
There you
and
go.
everything
Yeah,
to a younger
that's fine.
self. The biggest thing that I learned was you just have to really look at the picture from all angles.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that through dating of like, there were some girls and they're great girls, but they just weren't the right fit for me. And I figured that out over the years because there's been a lot of great girls in my life, but this is the one that is the right one.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what I would say that is somebody gave me advice one time and they said, when you were dating, looking at marriage, find the one that you can't live without, not the one that you can live with. Because when you're dating, there's a lot of people that you find that you can live with and you'll probably get through everything with them, but it's going to be with a lot of struggle, and wait until God has the one that you can't live without.
That's good.
Even though things are going to come up, they're the person that is your one person. So.
I love that. That's good. It's good advice to younger self for sure. What's your favorite date?
Favorite date? What's the date that the girl always gives in that one movie? That what is it? Miss Congeniality. It's like April 25th. It's just not too like cold, but not too warm. No, anything like that. To be honest with you,
that's good.
my favorite date is definitely like in the middle of the year. I love the 4th of July just because I love lake life. Love like the just that vibe with fireworks out
Yeah.
on the lake and different things.
And what
like
about
that
with
and
Marisa?
everything. I know. I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm joking
yeah.
here. We're getting there, Dave. Don't worry. Don't worry, people. So actually, our very first date was the most fun. We went to a place called Bill's Steakhouse up in Michigan,
Okay.
and
Right.
it was just a ton of fun, and we just really hit it off there. So I'm not a big movies person, especially if you're getting to know the person, because I just feel like you can't talk, you can't really do so much there. But like dinner or any type of thing where you can engage and talk with them, it's always just really good. I feel like.
I love it. That's good. So eating steak and talking.
Yeah, that's what we did. We both had steaks and talked. It was great.
Jordan, thank you so much for connecting here with us. Just give me some time. I'm sure there's a lot of kids that are and youth that are excited about, excuse me, about listening to what you have to say about Marisa and just what led you up to this point. Would you mind closing us out with our scripture of the night?
Absolutely.
That was definitely part of our teaching time tonight.
Yeah, so tonight we were talking about our stuff. It was all in the book of Hebrews. So tonight with our verses, we're going to go to Hebrews 10, 23 through 25. So let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near.
I love it. Keep on stirring things up, you guys. It's good seeing you, Jordan.
You too.
Good hanging out, and we'll see you guys next week.